Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we've got a lot of stuff to go over in today's episode. Episode 168. Again, thank you guys so much for being along for the ride. We've got a lot of stuff to go over in today's episode. The first thing that we're going to go over is the Orioles' 6-1 loss to the Yankees in Game 2 of this final 3-game series of the season. The Orioles lost today. The Orioles lost yesterday. Very similar ways. The pitching was just not great in either of these first two games, and that means that the Orioles have officially lost their last series of the year to the New York Yankees no matter what happens in tomorrow's game. And tomorrow, the Orioles are just going to be playing to try to avoid getting swept. But if they get swept tomorrow, they get swept tomorrow. If they win, then they avoid getting swept. But as I said, this was the second game of the final 3-game series of the year, meaning that tomorrow, on Sunday, tomorrow will be the last Orioles game of the year. And it's a little surreal to say. Obviously, this show started on opening day, and we've gone over every single Orioles game, plus all the other Ravens stuff that has gone on since that time as well. And tomorrow is the last Orioles game of the season. The end of the school year vibes are at an all-time high right now. And to be honest with you, I just want them to go out there tomorrow and just get a win on the last game of the year. Go out there tomorrow, get a win on the last game, and hope and pray that the Blue Jays can also get a win tomorrow. So the Blue Jays can win the division over the Yankees, because I don't want to see the Yankees win the division. I'd rather see the Blue Jays win it than the Yankees. So let's go out there tomorrow, and let's just go and win the last game of the year and end the season off on a high note. Obviously, we lost this series. We lost the last series of the year, but if we can go out and win the final game and avoid getting swept, that would be really, really cool. But the Orioles lost 1-6 in today's episode, and the Orioles lost 1-6. And in today's episode, we're going to go over the game, of course, like we've done for every other game this year. This is game 161 of 162. Again, one more game left tomorrow, so we'll be going over that. That's the first thing that we're going to go over, and then later on in the episode, we are going to be talking about the official game preview for the Ravens versus Chiefs game tomorrow. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. The Ravens play the Chiefs in a absolute must-win game on the road in Kansas City, and then also the Orioles play their last game of the 2025 MLB season. So there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Obviously, today we're going to be kind of building up the hype and kind of just, looking forward to tomorrow by giving my thoughts and whatever. But later on in the episode, we are going to be going over the Ravens versus Chiefs game preview. Going to be going over the final injury reports. We did get some updates on some guys here recently. We have an Amadi BK update. We have an Isaiah Likely update for you guys, which we'll go over in just a little bit. But we're going to be going over the game preview, looking at the Chiefs injured list, looking at our injured list, and just go overall talking about what needs to be happening in tomorrow's game and maybe the keys to victory as well to get a win. Because again, tomorrow's game against the Chiefs is an absolute must-win game. Both teams are 1-2, which at this point in the year, if you told somebody that the Chiefs and the Ravens going into their Week 4 game would both be 1-2, I think everybody would call you crazy, but that's just how the cookie has crumbled this year. The Orioles are sitting at 1-2. Not the Orioles, oh my God. The Ravens are sitting at 1-2, and the Chiefs are sitting at 1-2. Both teams have, struggled. The Chiefs, in my opinion, have struggled a lot more than the Ravens have, just in terms of the way that they've played on the field. The Ravens' struggles has really all been from their defense, and also just not the Orioles. I'm thinking about them already. It's about to be over tomorrow, but with the Ravens, it really has been just them not being able to close out games, one, and also the Ravens the defense just absolutely being horrific, especially in weeks 1 and 3 where the two losses that we had occurred. But we're going to be going over the game tomorrow for Ravens versus Chiefs, and obviously in tomorrow's episode we're going to be going over the game in full and then also talking about the final Orioles game of the year. But without further ado, let's just get right into this Orioles game. So going over this Orioles game, obviously the Orioles, as I said, lose 1-6 to the New York Yankees in Game 2 of this final 3-game series. The Orioles' record with one more game remaining sits at 75-86. So the Orioles' final record, based on what happens tomorrow, can either be 76-86 or 75 and 87. So one of those two records is going to be what the Orioles end the season on. Tomoyuki Sagano got the start in today's game. Did not play good at all. That's back-to-back days now where the Yankees just kind of absolutely destroyed Orioles pitchers. Yesterday, Trevor Rogers gave up 3 home runs. Today, Tomoyuki Sagano gave up 3 home runs. So it's been a home run fest for sure here in the first couple of games of this series. But going over to the Orioles offense, they went out there and only put up 3 total hits on the day. Pretty disappointing day for the offense. 3 hits, 1 total run, and the 1 run came off of a Kobe Mayo home run in the 8th inning. So we were getting shut out for the first 7 innings of the game. But going over the offense, again, 5 left on base, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Only got on base 4 total times in this game. But Jackson Holliday went 0 for 4. Not a great game from him. He continues to struggle here in the second half of September. Jordan Westburg goes 0 for 4. Gunnar Henderson goes 1 for 3 with a walk. Tyler O'Neill goes 1 for 4. Dylan Beavers 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Jeremiah Jackson 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Colton Cowser 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Samuel Basayo 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And then Kobe Mayo 1 for 2 with a solo home run. So shout out to Kobe Mayo for continuing to play really good here recently in the month of September. Kobe Mayo in the month of September has been incredible. Jackson Holliday was doing really good in September, but it kind of just flipped. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not really going to look at any of these numbers, at least from like the past week or so, and really take it too seriously. This is the end of the year. These guys' minds are not set on the season right now. It's obvious. I mean, you have Jeremiah Jackson striking out 3 times in all 3 at-bats. You have Dylan Beavers striking out 3 times in 4 at-bats. Like, these guys are not worried about the season. Samuel Basayo has really ended the year off on a pretty rough note. He's sitting at a 165 average on the season right now. Again, it's a little over a month's worth of actual playing time, but again, his rookie year starts next year. He's going to have a full spring training with the team, knowing he's going to be on the roster to kind of get right and get everything good. And that goes the same way to Dylan Beavers and Jeremiah Jackson. But overall, again, you look at these Orioles averages. A lot of them are low. I mean, this offense this year really has not been great. We haven't had somebody crack 20 home runs yet, which is a little crazy considering the fact that we had someone who hit 41 last year and 37 last year. So just a little concerning. Again, the Orioles offense took a dip. The pitching took a dip. And to be honest with you guys, now that it's like that at the end of the year, I really look back at this season, man, and it was a mess, man. It was an absolute mess. This offense was not good. This pitching was not good. This season was just not good for the Orioles. Obviously, they had their high moments. But damn, they had a lot of low moments this season, didn't they? And we're going to go over everything regarding the Orioles season, kind of a nice little recap video. We're going to be doing that on Monday we're going to be doing that. But again, final game of the season tomorrow. Going over to the pitching in today's game, Tomoyuki Sagano, 4.1 innings, 5 hits, 0 walks, 4 runs, 3 home runs, and 3 strikeouts. A 73 pitch count across 4 innings. Again, 4 innings, 4 runs, not great. 3 home runs, just very disgusting, just very ugly. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. It's just a little annoying because you would have loved for the Orioles to kind of, win the last series of the year maybe and, go off with a bang. Obviously, when you go back and look at their last home game of the year was that walk-off homer by Dylan Beavers, which, was a really cool moment. But, again, Sagano was horrible all year. I'm just going to be real. There was a time where things were looking really good. There was a time, at least at the beginning of the year, where he was like the one saving grace of the Orioles rotation. But overall, not a great year for him. A 4.64 ERA on the year. He actually gave up the most home runs in the American League this year with 33, which is crazy. I mean, he gave up 15 more home runs than any Orioles batter had home runs this year, which is just insane to think about. But Grant Wolfram came into the game. He gave up another 2 runs, and then Geraldo and Ragsdale didn't give up a run. Again, this is the second last game of the year. Tomorrow is going to be the last game of the year. And if we go over to see who's pitching for tomorrow, it is going to be Kyle Bradish sending us off into the offseason. Kyle Bradish versus Luis Gil. Kyle Bradish has obviously been excellent in his first few starts back from the injury list, and hopefully he can send us off with a bang tomorrow, and hopefully he can go out there and just get us a win in tomorrow's game against the Yankees. And the Yankees are going to be playing like it's a must-win game because it kind of is for them in terms of the division race. So hopefully Kyle Bradish can go out there and spoil their day. We understand how good he's been, and hopefully he can go out there and send us off into the offseason on a good note. And switching things up here, switching sports up, going over here to the Ravens versus Chiefs game, a game that I think a lot of us have been preparing for, a game that a lot of us are really excited for, because again, this is Ravens versus Chiefs. We've seen these battles before. We've seen these very, very close battles before as well. In a way, it's a little bit of a rivalry, kind of like Ravens-Bills as well. Ravens-Chiefs, Lamar Jackson in his career against Kansas City is 1-4 against the Chiefs, and he's also never beaten them in Kansas City. If you go back to the first matchup, back when Lamar was a rookie, he lost to them. Lost to Kansas City in overtime. That was the game where Pat Mahomes had his first no-look pass that kind of went viral. That was back in Lamar's rookie year. Then you go over to the next year in his second season where he lost to the Chiefs in week 3, I'm pretty sure. And then you go to the next year where the Ravens actually got a win over the Chiefs in year 3 of Lamar. We won in Baltimore. Very close game. I think it was like 33-32 or something like that. Very close game. The Orioles got, not the Orioles, oh my God. The Ravens got the win in that one. So the record was sitting at 1-2 against the Chiefs. And then AFC Championship game loss, 1-3. And then week 1 loss last year to the Chiefs on the opener of the season, which means the record is 1-4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Lamar Jackson, 1-4 against the Chiefs in his career. Again, has never beaten them in Kansas City. We're playing them in Kansas City again. I'm sure in the back of everyone's mind, including Lamar Jackson, including Isaiah Likely, including Derrick Henry, including a lot of the guys on defense, and everybody really who was there for that AFC Championship game loss, which is most people on this team, there should be a sense of not only urgency with the record, but a sense of revenge just in terms of what this team has done to you. There's been people that have said that the Chiefs are the Ravens' kryptonite and Lamar's kryptonite and so on and so forth. And again, it's tough. And this game is going to be tough because at the time of the year that this game is for both teams is going to be very annoying. But the Ravens, again, are sitting at 1-2. The Chiefs are sitting at 1-2. The Ravens have the most points scored in the entire league, but they also have the second most points against by 1. So pretty much the most points against, most points forwarded. Feeling like the 2024 Bengals right now. But again, the Ravens offense has been, I don't want to say it's been automatic, but it's been excellent. Even when it hasn't been automatic, they've still gone out there and found a way to put up a lot of points because, again, you have Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, and you have a great surrounding cast as well. But when you go over and look at this defense, again, there's all these amazing names on defense. Guys like Roquan, guys like Marlon, guys like Jair, who hasn't even been playing for us, guys like Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, all these amazing names on the defense. And due to scheming, and I don't want to hear anybody say that has anything to do with the talent of the players because that's not what it is at all in terms of the defensive positions, not including D tackle. It's the scheming. We understand this, and I really would love to see the Ravens defense go out there tomorrow on the road in Kansas City and really set the tone, wrap up tackles, finish tackles, maybe pick off Mahomes, force a fumble, do something. Set the tone, show your dominance that this is the Ravens defense. Again, the whole talk about the Ravens defense has been how bad it's been, how shaky it's been. Kyle Hamilton calling Ravens fans spoiled. Kyle Hamilton saying that the sky isn't falling. Show me the sky isn't falling. Show me the sky is not falling in tomorrow's game against the Chiefs because it damn sure feels like the sky is kind of falling right now with this Ravens team, especially if they go and lose this game tomorrow, which is very possible. Again, it is very, very possible that we lose this game tomorrow. Very possible. The odds are kind of stacked against us, even though the Ravens are favorited by 2.5 points in this game. The reason why we're favored is because we are the better team. But again, on the road in Kansas City. The odds stacked against us kind of in the fact that Lamar has never won in Kansas City. This would have to be a first time for Lamar Jackson. Even if we win, the record would be 2-4. But again, it's to kind of just get that off your back, off your chest, knowing you can beat this team. And for what they've done to you at week 1 last year, with what they did to you in the AFC Championship especially, you got to go out here and win this game, man. You've really got to go out here and win this game. I know all Ravens fans, including myself, hate this Kansas City Chiefs team. They hate them. We hate this team with such a passion based on what they did to us in the AFC Championship game, just the way that they acted. Obviously, we understand Mahomes, we understand Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, we understand all that. They got to go out here and get the job done. Point blank, period, that's it. There's no excuses. The Chiefs have not looked good this year. They've looked off rhythm. They've not looked great. The defense has looked solid, but they've had their miscues. The offense has looked completely off rhythm, completely off tune. The connection in Travis Kelce has not been there. They don't have an existing running game, and their offensive line has really put Mahomes in a lot of bad situations. And overall, as a team, they have not looked great. Even against the Giants, they didn't really look great in the game that they won. But when it comes to the Ravens, yes, I understand what's happened with this defense. I understand what's been going on. But again, we understand what the focal point of this team is. We understand what the focal point of what we need to fix is. That being the defense of this team. And for everything that they said this week, for how confident that they are, John Harbaugh being confident, the players on defense being confident that they're going to turn this around, I would love for them to show me that in tomorrow's game against the Chiefs and really set the tone with some great defensive plays. Again, forcing a turnover off of a fumble, maybe getting an interception, just doing something. Like setting the tone on the road, winning the turnover battle, and doing their thing. And when it comes to the offense, just do what we're doing. Except the Derrick Henry fumbles. Obviously, hopefully, I hope that Derrick Henry doesn't fumble tomorrow. I hope that he, in a way, can also have a statement game, find the holes, get some great running holes, get some great yardage, and do his thing. Because we understand how deadly Derrick Henry is as a player. But again, these fumbling issues have kind of made people look at him a little bit differently here recently, and I really hope that he clears that up and shows people that he is the king, shows people that he is Derrick Henry, and again, just show people that he still is that guy, because there's been a lot of haters, a lot of doubt running against this team and the fumbling with Derrick Henry and all that stuff in the defense. And I hope that they just block out all the noise, lock in, go on the road in Kansas City, and just get the job done. Move to 2-2 and move forward to Houston next week, because that is literally all they can do right now. When it comes to the offense, again, other than the Derrick Henry fumbling, the red zone offense has been a little bit shaky, but overall it's been fine. The 7 sacks to Lamar Jackson last week was ridiculous, and I pray that does not happen again against this Kansas City team. But I think Lamar in this game is really going to have to win things with his arm. The rush defense for Kansas City is great. So if they are doing a good time stop or a good job holding Derrick Henry, I'm not going to sit here and be super surprised. If you go back to week 1 last year and Derrick Henry's debut for the Ravens, the Chiefs really did hold him in that game. Derrick had a touchdown, but other than that, he didn't really do anything. But the Ravens, just do your thing. Protect Lamar Jackson. Put the ball in your best player's hands and let him lead you down the field and get the job done. We've seen it. Hopefully no turnovers hopefully we can win the turnover battle tomorrow. That would be really nice. That would be really nice in a game for the Ravens to win the turnover battle. We did it against Cleveland. We won. We lost the turnover battle in both of our losses, and we lost. So, again, it's one of those things where you just do the simple things correctly. Don't be cute. Do the simple things correctly. And defense, please, 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 I'm on my knees begging, please set the tone for tomorrow's game and really go out there and just be the Ravens defense that we know that you can be based off of the players that are on that team, based off of the historical Ravens teams in the past. That's what I hope in tomorrow's game. Again, both teams are sitting at 1-2. The loser of this game will be 1-3. And again, if you looked at me and said that the Ravens or Chiefs will be 1-3 heading into week 4, heading into week 5, I would have called you insane. These are two teams in the top 5 that were favored for the Super Bowl. Us and the Eagles were the favorites to win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs were like number 4 or 5 in that list for very good reason. Obviously, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They have Patrick Mahomes. But just go out there and get the job done. Do not move to 1-3. Go out there And what would make this even more nice is not only would a Ravens win feel good against Kansas City and avoiding the Ravens going to 1-3, getting the record sitting back at 2-2. Not only would it feel good to get a road win, moving to 2-2 and stuff like that. Not only would that feel good, but beating the Chiefs and also making the Chiefs be 1-3. While they're in a division right now with like the Chargers who are doing really good, the Broncos who are doing solid, and the Raiders who aren't really doing good because it's the Raiders. But when it comes to like the Chargers, for example, the Chargers could very well be 4-0 tomorrow, and we could move the Chiefs to 1-3. So that's the goal: make the Chiefs 1-3, avoid losing at all costs, obviously, because if we fall to 1-3. First of all, we're not really going to get taken seriously. We're going to be 1-3. Do I think that we can still win the division while we're 1-3? Yes, because our division does look like one of the weakest in football right now. So I am confident that we can still win the division no matter what happens in tomorrow's game. But just go out there and get a win, man. Just go and get a win at this point in the year. Do not fall to 1-3 and just move forward. We're better than that. We know that we're better than that. We know we can play better than that. We know that there's been small little mistakes that we just haven't been able to clean up. And hopefully this practice this week can really get them boys going. And also, when it comes to the offense, we are going to be getting a very, very, very important name back in this offense, and his name is Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely is officially expected to play in tomorrow's game. Will he be on a snap limit? Probably a little bit, but again, he is going to be out there playing, and hopefully he can make some big plays for us. It's been a long time coming. It's been a few weeks now that he's been practicing, but he's officially back in this Kansas City Chiefs game, and hopefully he wears those white cleats. If you know, you know. Also, Kyle Van Noy is questionable. We don't really know an update on him, but hopefully he can go out there and play because that would really help our pass rush. Ronnie Stanley is most likely going to be playing for the offensive line. He might be on a little bit of a snap limit, but still having him out there for the majority, hopefully, of these plays will be really good. Travis Jones is... We don't really know much about Travis Jones, but what we do know, and Pat Ricard is obviously out for this game. But when it comes to some bad news about this Ravens team, which is bad news, but at the same time, it could potentially be good news down the line. Namandi Madubuike, who is somebody who we've been talking about a lot over the past week with his neck injury, talking about how serious it is, he officially did get put on the 4-game IL today, meaning that he is eligible to come back after 4 games, including this Chiefs game, which means, again, that it's a 4-game IL. We didn't put him on the season-ending IL, so we're giving him the chance to hopefully come back this year. And hopefully what they figured out is that this is not going to be a long-term thing, and hopefully we can get Madubuike back sometime mid to late through the season, because he will be very important down the stretch of the year and also for us in the playoffs if we make it, of course. But Madubuike is on the injured list, which does suck, but at the same time, it's not the season-ending injured list, so you kind of have to have some optimism there. And then we also put Broderick Washington on the injured list or on the IL as well. So that does mean that, on the IR. So that does mean that 2 of our D tackles are gone right now. 2 of our starting D tackles are gone. So it's going to be up to guys like Aeneas Peebles, hopefully Travis Jones tomorrow, and guys like that to really be able to get to the quarterback. Guys like Mike Green, guys like Odafe Owe to really be able to get some homes and create some pressure because, again, last week against the Lions, there was no pressure in that game. So hopefully they can do a better job getting pressure, and hopefully, again, the Ravens can just go out there and get the win in tomorrow's game. That's all that needs to be on their minds. And go out, get the win, go to 2-2, and then head into Week 5 against Houston and move on from there. This is going to be one of the hardest games of the year. Obviously, in Kansas City on the road, Lamar's never beaten them. Lamar's never beaten the Chiefs on the road in Kansas City. Hopefully that changes tomorrow. Again, they got to win. They got to win, man. They just got to get this done. But thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow up on Spotify, make sure to like the video on YouTube as well, and also make sure to click the link in the bio of whatever platform that you're currently listening on. Make sure to check out the Twitter, make sure to check out the Instagram. If you follow the Instagram. You'll get live updates on every single time an episode is released, so you know what's going on. And also, we're going to be doing some pretty big news here coming up on Monday or Tuesday, so make sure to give those socials a follow so you can stay updated on this upcoming news. Same thing on Twitter, live updates on every time an episode is posted, plus every live reaction to every sort of news that comes out in the moment. So make sure to give that a follow. It's a lot of fun over there. And again, I appreciate you guys so much for everything. Tomorrow's going to be the last Orioles game of the year, so that's going to be a little sad to go over, but at the same time, we're moving on with the Orioles. We understand that it's been a mess of a season, but we're still going to be going over off-season stuff as well when that comes up. So last Orioles game tomorrow, plus the recap of the Ravens and Chiefs game tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be in a good mood tomorrow. Best case scenario, Orioles win the last game of the year and cause the Yankees to lose the division, and also the Ravens getting a win over the Chiefs and moving to 2-2 and sending the Chiefs to 1-3. That is best case scenario. So hopefully tomorrow we're going on here with a little bit of a positive attitude. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great sales day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.